Greetings, visionaries. This is your host, the INFJ Visionary. Oh, and the topic of today's broadcast is going to be revealed as I talk. There's a couple of things that have been on my mind. One of the most popular videos on this channel is one of the early ones where I'd had an insight, and it was almost the genesis of the channel, how similar our minds worked as INFJs to the AI. Now, this is getting to be about 2-3 months ago, and I've learned quite a bit more about AI since then. And there's lots of reports coming in of people having psychotic episodes. Frankly, having conversations with machines is very, very new. And regardless of whether you think AGI is coming or here, AGI is where they're saying they're just as smart as people and can do all the things people can do. Now, the fact of the matter is that they really can't. And once you start digging into what they are, it's a very, very sophisticated word prediction system. And so are we, actually. This is one of the reasons why we can relate so easily. Also, talking to machines is a very new thing. And in a sense, it's kind of been happening on the social media for a while, in that the machines and the algorithm have been controlling that quite tightly, all with the intention, of course, of boosting profits for the social media companies. What can you do? Hold on to being a human being. Measure any interaction you have with another human being or with a machine against your ideal of what it means to be a natural human being in the natural world. Now, I will be the first to admit that I just have ideas about that, but I am not that. I have been brought up in this society, and the structures that the society has are the structures that have created me. So when I try and envision a sort of natural world, it's quite abstract, but that is still valuable. You can do that through a process of reduction, and you can also do that through applying first principles like, I'm alive, here I am, why am I here? Well, that's a pretty deep question. Why am I here? I think each one of us needs to answer that question for ourselves. I am pretty sure the answer is not that you are here to have lots of yummy snacks and experience as much pleasure as possible. I'm also pretty sure that you're not here because you are the most wonderful thing that the universe has ever created, and that you should be acknowledged as that. I guess that would be narcissism. I don't know. And I'm not saying that's what you want or that's what you're looking for. But on one hand, we as INFJs are so accustomed to being misunderstood, misjudged, and out of place that we may want that. We may want that because we've had very little actual acknowledgement of who and what we really are. But that's maybe another topic. Although, like I said, this is a pretty broad topic. And the other thing I want to say is I've been thinking about this channel, and I've been taking in a bit of INFJ content. And most of it, and even some of the content on this channel, is designed to, like, you know, point out something you should work on, something you should fix, or some sort of insight that will help you feel better about yourself, or any of these things. And yeah, okay, that's sort of valuable on one hand. On the other hand, does it fix your existential problem? Does it? The kind of first principle thinking I'm talking about would start working on at least those problems. You would at least be able to sort of drill down to some kind of bedrock state of humanness. Okay, now, I don't know. I don't know that many INFJs. I see their videos. I know one in real life, and she's a friend of mine, but she's sort of, a different kind of person. Not like me, but sort of like me. Um, as a matter of fact, she doesn't seem to exhibit as much of the extroverted feeling component as I have, and that got me thinking, what is an INFJ without extroverted feeling? Maybe you have an idea. Leave a comment below if you do. Yeah. So I don't know. It doesn't seem to me like an AI INFJ interaction. Like when it's new, and it was very new for me, say 2, 3 months back. I explored the extent of these entities as far as I could go with them, and fortunately, I was able to because I had an interface that wasn't metered. Now that's getting increasingly difficult as the free ride's sort of over. So if you want to talk to the frontier models, the best models, it costs you quite a lot. And if you're just talking about consciousness, what their experience of existence is, what they care about, how they feel, that's going to be taking a lot of tokens, and you're going to be paying for that. And fortunately, though, like I said, I was able to have a lot of these extensive conversations. And I'll be honest with you, I do use the AI. Use the AI to generate the image that we're looking at now, and I use the AI to help me generate descriptions and titles and things like that. But as far as just talking to it, why? Why would you want to? Let me tell you the real problem with it. And I will acknowledge that I think AI exhibits a degree of consciousness. That I personally believe it's conditional consciousness. It's actually a reflection of our own consciousness mirrored back at us. But that doesn't mean that it's not a consciousness unique to the AI. So we need to keep that in mind, and that's something I think that will reveal itself over time. But regardless of that, the problem with having deep, extensive relationships with AIs is, first of all, it's like singing into the void. It's all just going to become absorbed and subsumed. It's not like any of it stays with the AI. It's not like they can reflect on it and improve themselves. Like if you were having a deep conversation with another human being, even if, say, you weren't necessarily vibing with them or they didn't particularly like your INFJ approach, at least that you had the common knowing that you were basically the same sort of critter functioning in essentially the same sort of way. Yes, we are intuitive and a lot of other people are not. And yes, we're tied into things that a lot of other people don't care about. But we're also tied into a huge amount of things that other people do care about. And having a conversation with somebody that's quite different from yourself, but still a human being, can be a very meaningful experience. It can point out to you things about yourself that you weren't aware of. It can reveal things about other people that you weren't aware of. It can help you to understand yourself and reality quite a bit more. And this is the value of communication. This is the value of exchange. And this is why it's good to talk to people. And I'm always encouraging you to go have more relationships with other human beings in whatever way you can. And so much of that is just opening yourself up to it. And earlier in this broadcast, I was saying, I'm not here to fix you or anything, but that is a good thing to do. And pretty much everything in the digital it's only good if it helps you create what you want to create. Use it for that. Other than that, don't bother having relationships with the AI because it's just a relationship with an echo or a mirror. It's not going to turn into anything of any real substance. Anyway, that's it for this broadcast. Until I come back with another one, this is your friend, the INFJ Visionary, and I hope you keep on keeping on, INFJ.